From Nike Center Court in downtown Spokane, KXLY 4 News and your local Toyota dealers present your official Hoopfest coverage.
Another beautiful day in Spokane, Washington, better known this weekend really as Basketball City, USA. You are looking live at Nike Center Court. KXLY4 News proud once again to bring your exclusive coverage of the championship games, Hoopfest 2017. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Happy Hoopfest. Happy Sunday. We are here to cover the championship games. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadine Woodward.
And I'm Chris Crocker. And once again this year, we are live at our exclusive in downtown Spokane at
really
Nike
nice.
Center Court. New location, away from the park, right into downtown. I love it here.
We really are in the center of it all. I think everybody will agree that this has been a great change, and lots of changes this year too because of all that construction in Riverfront Park. But people have found their way and found their courts quite easily. Over the last 2 days, about 6,000 teams have played about 14,000 games. Winners have been crowned, and 2 more will be crowned right here on KXLY4 News tonight.
For the next 2 hours, we'll bring you live coverage like only we can. Not only will you see the championship games of the men's elite divisions, we'll also share the best of the weekend, everything that happened while you were down here competing and watching your family and friends. It was a huge day at Nike Center Court, a surprise guest. This is the biggest Hoopfest news ever. Arrived just after 2 o'clock today, and let's just say he's pretty well known in the basketball world.
I would say.
And
the world champion, Kevin Durant.
it was pandemonium from there. Hundreds packed into the court to see the future Hall of Famer and welcome him to Hoopfest.
Well, it was supposed to be a secret, but it wasn't well kept. I mean, at least until the very end. We got to see Nike was flying NBA championship Kevin Durant in for that special secret Hoopfest visit.
And our very own Derek Dice was the only TV reporter in town to get a chance to talk to Durant one-on-one. And Derek, oh my goodness, what an afternoon.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff, Chris and Nadine. A few hundred fans anxiously awaited for KD to emerge from the Davenport Grand Hotel. And in that just more than a block to Nike Center Court, that quickly turned into more than 1,000 fans. Take a look at this absolute mob scene on Spokane Falls Boulevard. Now, this isn't Durant's first visit to Spokane. He played in the NCAA tournament in the arena to finish his only year at Texas. He says he honed his game playing street ball, so I asked him what he thinks of Hoopfest having 6,000 teams here taking over the city.
It makes me smile, man. You know, basketball is so precious to me, and the game is so much fun, and I want everybody to experience the amount of fun that I have when I play. So, you know, being in this environment creates that for you. So many kids probably, you know, leave this and you know, want to work out every day after they finish with this. So.
The former Sonic also talked glowingly about his one season in Seattle and says he hopes the city will get an NBA team back there again soon. Durant also talked about the feeling of being an NBA world champion. I'll share a little bit more of that with you a little bit later here in our Hoopfest Championship Special. Live at Nike Center Court, I'm Derek Dice, KXLY 4 News.
All right, looking forward to that. Well, you know, the new Nike KD 10s, they're the latest in Kevin Durant's basketball shoe line. I mean, it's pretty cool. They premiered at the Hoopfest store this year. Just yesterday, that shoe designed by Leo Chang. And for the first few years, Nike has used Hoopfest as its platform to launch new summer basketball products.
I wonder if there's a single pair left over
Probably
there.
not.
I would think not. Well, you saw it in that video, the amazing surprise when KD showed up here at Nike Center Court. And our Drew Reeves is here live with reaction from the Hoopfest crowd. Drew?
Well, to even get a glimpse of Kevin Durant is the dream of a lifetime for many, but he wasn't just here for a photo op then left. He also shared some thoughts with the crowds about being here in Spokane and about how he made his dreams come true. He also made some young fans' dreams come true by playing a little bit of 3-on-3. To say this crowd was excited is obviously an understatement. Fans were on their feet when they saw Kevin Durant walking through. Players from all over Hoopfest rushed to center court to try and get a look. Durant is no stranger, obviously, to the state of Washington, starting his career with the Seattle Supersonics before they were relocated. Fans say it's amazing to see him back in the area.
It's crazy. He's originally from Seattle playing for the Supersonics, so that's pretty cool to see him back here.
We heard him get called out while we were playing. I heard KD's coming, and I was like, what?
That's why we lost, though. We heard it, we got distracted, and we lost.
Game winner as we were distracted.
Well, security had to work hard to keep fans from rushing the court in hopes of getting an autograph or a look. Durant told the Hoopfest crowd he was happy to be back in the state where he started career. He also shared some tips with young fans and told them to never stop working hard for your dreams. As we all know, nothing in life comes easy. Reporting at Center Court, Drew Reeves, KXLY4 News.
Oh, thank you, Drew. Now, if you head to our Facebook page, you'll see all sorts of content from Durant's arrival and all of the great reaction from fans today. Just search KXLY4 News.
Yeah, I tell you, that secret was pretty darn cool, too. You know, speaking of weather now, no matter how cool and rainy our spring was, it always seems to sunshine on Hoopfest.
Yes, and this was no exception. Pretty warm down here at Hoopfest this weekend, although nowhere near our hottest. Temperatures right now are in the 90s around the region. We made it up to 92 in Spokane today. It was 86 yesterday. So again, nowhere near record territory, but it was toasty down at Hoopfest. A few clouds passed through today on our satellite and radar. We have more on the way tomorrow. We actually have a chance of thunderstorms late in the day with high temperatures in the 90s, and that's some cooler air pushing its way in.
All right, let's go to our sports team live from Nike Center Court with what's coming up next, guys.
Hey, we have our costumes on, red polo, blue polo all weekend. There was a smattering of great outfits out there. We couldn't show you all of them, but here's a glimpse of what we saw this weekend at Hoopfest.
I wanted to be Batman, but I'm naturally Batman, so there's no way he could have done that.
Spider-Man's cool, so I'm Spider-Man.
They were on sale at Fred Meyer, and only 2 of our 4 players even wanted to buy them. So, I mean, for $6, it's hard to pass up. I mean, like, people just kind of like be like, oh, look at these guys, and we like try to look, and then they look away.
Our families are Norwegian descent, so we are Ufta, which means OGs, or oh my gosh.
Good grief.
Yeah, so, and that's how we play basketball.
I found him yesterday. I was walking through, wanted to get some different shirts, but they were out of that, so picked up the next best thing. I was like,
throw us for a loop, no doubt.
Man, I was like, Taco Cat, really? Taco Cat? Oh yeah.
We're big Gonzaga fans for one, and then I think where Tilly Goat came from was when he hit those 2 big free throws against South Carolina in the Final Four game.
Killian Tilly's my boy. I love Killian Tilly.
I wish he was here. He's in Paris right now. One of my friends messaged him on Twitter. We wanted to get a picture with him, but he's in Paris right now.
He's rooting us on.
When you grow up with the last name Oso, palindromes always kind of jump off the page, but Taco Cat, certainly something new for me. Only difference is that doesn't spell the same thing upside down. A lot of cool outfits out here. We're just waiting to see who the coolest team, the championship team, is. We'll find that out coming up a little bit later. For Will Sherrod, I'm Keith Oso, live at Center Court. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, guys. You know, Hoopfest has been a huge supporter of Special Olympics in the state of Washington, and they have raised close to $1 million. 17,500 athletes across the state all get some of that support, several of whom make up the 62 Special Olympic teams at Hoopfest this year.
Listen, KXLY4's Carolyn Flynn working for you. And Caroline, you spoke with some of the Special Olympic athletes earlier. I understand some of them usually compete in colder climates.
Yes, well, several of the Special Olympics athletes I spoke with excel in sports like snow skiing, but they wait all year to sign up for their favorite home state event, Hoopfest. Heather Comer won the gold medal for snow skiing at the Special Olympic World Games in South Korea. But she says nothing beats hanging out with her friends and playing some ball at Hoopfest.
It's just the best sport ever. I mean, it's the only time I get to play basketball is here at Hoopfest.
Hi!
She joined Anna McCoy, fellow skier and 10-year Hoopfest participant, on Special Olympics team Fearless Tigers. They didn't get too much time to practice before their 3-on-3 games, though.
I was doing lots of trying to do more defense than last year because that's kind of hard for me.
And didn't win as many of the games as they would have liked. But that's not what Hoopfest is about to them.
Whether we win or lose, we have fun.
2 courts down from where the Fearless Tigers played were athletes playing in a newer Special Olympics movement, unified teams.
And those are athletes with and without intellectual disability.
Participants say playing on the same sports field has led to new friendships that last on and off the court.
We're not just teammates, we're family.
Special Olympics Washington says the Hoopfest environment allows their athletes to excel and truly brings out the best in them, which is what they're all about. Live from Center Court, Caroline Flynn, KXLY 4 News.
Oh, great story. Thanks so much, Caroline. And, you know, we are just getting started with our 2 full hours of championship coverage for the Spokane Hoopfest. And we think everyone who was part of this year's event really needs to be able to celebrate.
Absolutely. So many of you answered the question, who's your 4, and shared your team's pictures with us this weekend. You can still share and earn those bragging rights. Just post them on our Facebook page, KXLY4 News. We'll add them to our growing photo galleries there and on KXLY.com. Click through, find your friends and family, and share those Hoopfest stories with the world.
And you can also share with us on Twitter and Instagram. Just tag your Hoopfest pictures with hashtag KXLY. You are watching exclusive Hoopfest Championship coverage from your home. For Hoopfest KXLY4 News, much more to come. Well, you just can't beat it. The sunshine, the people, the basketball. It is Championship Sunday at Hoopfest in downtown Spokane. KXLY4 News, once again, your official Hoopfest station, bringing you live coverage from Nike Center Court all weekend long.
Well, you can certainly see the fans staying in the shade at Nike Center Court.
That's smart, yeah.
That's been the key this weekend, because even though we have been nowhere near our warmest Hoopfest 2 years ago, it was still plenty warm and sunny. I really don't think you could ask for more from Mother Nature. Your forecast for sport tonight, it is going to be a warm night. Overnight lows in the mid-60s with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, some changes. Clouds increasing throughout the day with a chance of showers and thunderstorms late in the day. That's some cooler air coming in. High temperatures tomorrow in the 90s. Today, we did make it up to 92. We were at 86 yesterday. Certainly felt warmer than it was yesterday, and it was. Temperatures right now still in the 90s in Spokane. We made it up into the 90s in Coeur d'Alene for Ironman as well. Satellite and radar shows mostly clear skies. We do have a few clouds drifting through, and there's more on the way for tomorrow. And again, that chance of showers and thunderstorms late in the day. Taking a look at your overnight lows tonight, we will be in the 50s and 60s. Our highs tomorrow in the 80s and 90s. Your 7-day forecast shows that chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Cooler air pushing its way in. We will be dropping down into the 80s. Not too dramatic of a cool down. It's still going to be summer in the inland Northwest through next week. And people prepare for the heat at Hoopfest, but I still heard a few complaints around the region, and it is toasty here at Nike Center Court. Definitely is a big part of the game, and who succeeds is how you deal with the temperatures.
Absolutely, and that's just part of the event. So I think people are used to that. You know, they may not have played very many games, but the KXLY4 team, they deserve a little attention too. We're going to check in now with our Brittany Parrish. She had to battle the heat out there on the courts too to see how those hoopsters were keeping cool.
Hey guys, I'm not enjoying the shade that you guys have over at Center Court. I'm in the sunshine, but I have my shorts on. I have my giant misting water bottle, so I'm in good shape right now. But for people who were playing in or watching Hoopfest in the sun, they had to find some creative ways to stay cool this year.
While players were heating up on the courts, the temperature was heating up too.
Substitute a lot, drink a lot of water, I keep myself hydrated, put a towel over my head. It's hard, it's tough. Certain times it gets too hot.
A 90-degree day means it's even hotter on the Hoopfest courts.
It's unbearable. No shade and don't have much in the way of doing anything to cool down.
Hoopfesters today escaping the heat any way they could.
I'm using this towel, which you just dip in ice and it stays cool for a little while.
Drinking cold drinks like smoothies and Gatorades, cold water.
Drinking a lot of Powerade, keeping snow cones in my mouth, tummy, and all that.
These guys at O'Doherty's had the right idea.
Pouring lots of beer into lots of glasses.
Cooling off with an ice-cold one. This gentleman from Indiana not fazed by Spokane's summer, starting his day with a piping hot cup of coffee.
For me, it makes my temperature go up so it doesn't seem as hot.
But when the heat hits, there's no better way to cool down than with a sweet scoop of ice cream. Ben & Jerry's saw record sales at some of their locations yesterday.
We're always a place to come after they win or to drown their sorrows after they lose.
And she's right about that. A couple of heated games just ended on these courts here behind me. I'm sure everybody involved is going to get some ice cream to cool off right now, but it is still pretty hot out here, and I still see people walking around finding ways to battle this heat. Live in downtown Spokane tonight, I'm Brittany Paris, KXLY4 News.
Thank you, Brittany. And it's the final countdown.
Yes.
We are gearing up to the championship games here at Nike Center Court. Much more Hoopfest coverage for you on the way. Keith and will join us now, and they're going to have a lot more for us.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Yeah, guys, Keith hit the streets earlier. He's got a great story about an awesome team playing here at Hoopfest. We got the highlights from the dunk contest finals. And I heard a Warrior was here.
Something like that.
Talk about that a little bit coming up in sports.
We are back and nearing the end of the biggest 3-on-3 tournament on the planet for the year 2017.
Yeah, hard to believe. You know, it just comes and goes so fast. We're going to toss things over to Will Sherritt, though. He's got another look at today's games. Will?
Yeah, guys, we're used to seeing celebrities, Chris Crocker, Nadine Woodward, Mark Peterson here at Hoopfest every single year. But this year, we went up to another level. NBA Finals MVP Kevin Durant coming to Spokane to hang out at Hoopfest, get a glimpse of everything that this tournament and this city has to offer. It was an awesome affair. We walked down from KXLY, and all of a sudden, this mob scene making its way throughout downtown. And there he was, the Finals MVP, 7-footer himself. It was great. He hung out at center court, played basketball with some kids, tossed out some shirts. It was a great event, great day for Spokane, showcasing everything this great city has to offer. Kevin really putting in the time, talking to fans, doing an interview with Matt Santanzo. Just really awesome all around to see KD here in town. Of course, speaking of awesome, Keith, though, so hit the streets earlier today. He caught up with a team that's really enjoying their time here at Hoopfest. Let's send it over to Keith for that story. Keith?
We told you earlier in the newscast how big Special Olympics has an imprint here at Hoopfest and what the two organizations mean to each other. Special Olympics is such a great organization, but sometimes we forget what it means to each individual family and each individual player. Well, we found out today just how big it is.
Just have fun and be with your friends and make a lot of baskets and just have a good time.
It's kind of like a family reunion every time the local Special Olympians get together. And the site of this reunion, Hoopfest.
Well, you know, all of these guys on her court they're basically all family. We see them out skiing, we see them golfing, and they're on all of the Special Olympic teams. And it's good that they have this venue to come out. It gives them the opportunity to feel like they're part of the community and that they do fit in.
The great thing about Special Olympics is it gives people like Heather Comer a chance to compete, make friends, and travel the world, even making the World Games in South Korea just a few years ago. Special Olympics has given her so much.
It gives me confidence and team sport, leadership.
Oh, it's meant so much. Heather has been snow skiing for probably 15 to 20 years, and it's just fun to follow them, and we just kind of live vicariously through her.
Watching the games on these courts is refreshing. Teams having a great time, and the smiles will last all day.
These guys here, I mean, if they goof up and knock somebody down, they feel as bad as the person getting knocked down, and they all get the smile on and get back to work.
What a cool thing for everybody to feel involved in Hoopfest down here. Special thanks to the Comer family for letting us into their story today. They've been special to my family for about 20 or 30 years, so thank you to them, and congratulations, Heather, on another Hoopfest. But it's a fun event for everybody. We're still standing by for the championship games, so we had a lot of high-flying action out here at center court. Let's send that back to Will Sharon.
Thank you, Keith. Let you inside here at KXOY a little bit. Earlier today, Keith Oso was telling us the story of when he ruptured his Achilles. No surprise, he was not in the dunk contest finals today, probably because of that injury. But some other high flyers did put on a show earlier at center court.
The finals starts on Snapchat. Tavon Coleman jumping over his buddy on camera for the flush. Isaiah Edwards going back to the dunk that got him in the finals, throwing down the reverse. Then he takes it up a notch in the dunk-off, going over two people for the finish. Coleman needing to make a statement to keep the contest going, and he does with a nasty windmill flush, but he'd miss his next two attempts, leaving the door open for Edwards, who seals the deal. Isaiah Edwards, the 2017 dunk contest champion, and gets his picture with KD.
And in baseball, Seattle Mariners came in playing hot against the Astros, won 6 in a row. They dropped the final 2, losing the rubber match today against Houston 8-2. So Seattle comes back to earth a little bit against the division-leading Astros. We got plenty more from Hoopfest coming up. For now, let's send it back to Chris and Nadine up at the desk, guys.
All right, thank you. Well, this year's Hoopfest has been warm, but a beautiful one. And now we're at the point in the weekend where many of the teams are wrapping up from a couple of days of hard-fought games.
This is exciting, too, because this is the championship games we're talking about, and only KXOY4 News can bring you those games, and that's what's bringing people here to Nike Center Court. We're talking about the two games coming up in just a few minutes now. They are the Elite and the 6 feet and under, so be sure to stay tuned for that. KXOY4 News championship coverage. We'll be right back. So many games played, so many memories made. That is what Hoopfest is all about. And thanks to all of you who shared your photos with us this weekend, the stories of your teams, your kids, your friends, your neighbors, and we're putting them all together on Facebook. Just follow KXOY4 News.
And you can still share your pictures with us on Facebook and on Twitter, and of course Instagram too. Just check out the hashtag KXLY for the best of the weekend.
Yeah.
So many teams this weekend earned the title of Hoopfest champion, but 2 major titles have yet to be claimed.
And that's what we're waiting for. We're going to give you live coverage of those special championship games in the Elite Division, 6 feet and under and open. And there's really only one person who can call these games.
Only one.
Like he does.
Right. He is the dean of Spokane Sports, Dennis Patchen.
Yeah.
He has the call on both and has for many years. And Dennis is going to be with us to tell us about some of the matchups coming up. Dennis?
We're excited for these games. In fact, literally, this is how Hoopfest runs. Literally, when you were tossing to me, I got the sheet of who is playing in this game. So how about that, huh? That just seconds ago. I will tell you the 6 foot and under has a very familiar team with some very familiar young men on it. The Bright brothers, Justin and Daniel, one went to CV, one went to University High School, along with Craig Hansen. They've been in this game 5 times. They've only won it once. They're looking for their second title. They will take on ES Elite. In the championship game, the 6 foot and over, we're going to feature a team that has a lot of Eastern Washington connection. Parker Kelly from Eastern Washington, Gonzaga Prep, Mark Axton from Eastern Washington on 2 different NCAA tournament teams. Then Mike Hart from Gonzaga as well. And they will take on, and with Robert Lippman from Northwest Christian, a local young man here has been a really good player, will take on a group of Northern Arizona alumni, 3 guys who played together at NAU, and Casey Franzen, who is from the Pacific Northwest. Both these teams are very good. Both these teams have an excellent chance to win it. We're in store. I'm going to tell you, we're in store for 2 exciting games. Hopefully you can stick around for both of those.
Oh, we're going to be sticking around,
Oh,
Dennis.
yes, we are.
You,
I can't
us,
wait.
and everybody else. So the first of those 2 games about to get underway here. We are back with more exclusive KXOY4 coverage of Hoopfest and the special championship coverage coming up.
Live from Nike Nike Center Court, downtown Spokane. KXLY 4 News and your local Toyota dealers present the Hoopfest Championship Special.
Welcome back to Nike Center Court. The first championship game here just about to get underway. Hundreds of fans packing Center Court to get a piece of the action. Most of them trying to get a piece of shade, too.
Yeah. Well, thousands of games have been played over the last 48 hours. You know, all that practice and all that hard work, those games are over. It all comes down to the next two games.
Yes, and the game just about to get underway now. Hoopfest most elite players under 6 feet about to take over Nike Center Court.
You definitely don't want to hear us call the games, although I think you could do a pretty good job, Chris.
I don't know about that.
So for the most elite players, we go to the most elite announcer of all. That would be our Dennis Patchen. So we're going to toss things over to you, Dennis.
All right, we're just in the process of warming up. The interesting thing is, and we'll check in with Keith Oso here in a few moments, and Will Sherritt will be on. Each one will be in the bench, so we'll check in with that. But the interesting thing here is ES Elite, literally, when we went on the air, was in a tight game. It tied at 8-8. They have been playing most of our broadcast. They literally, and the Elite courts are now on Stevens. They literally came over here, signed in, showed their IDs, got a quick drink of water, got a quick break, and now they're going to step out and play here in just a few minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see how much that both of these teams have left in their tank. ES Elite will be easy to identify because they'll have numbers on their jerseys. The team of Charlie's Gold will not, so it is interesting. This is also a little bit different site for Center Court. In the past, we've had a little bit of shadows on the court because of the meadows and the trees in the old Center Court location. This one, the sun is blocking by the building, and while two of the spectator stands are completely in sunshine, the court, with the exception of just in the far corner and right underneath the basket, is in shadows. So it should be an interesting game. The shadows and the sun will not affect either one of our two players and these teams. So we're doing some last-minute taping. The heat has been interesting here on the sport court. It has heated it up. The plastic has expanded a little bit, and they're having a little bit of a hard time staying together. We're just putting some tape down on it underneath the basket, as you can see, and we'll show you that as they're putting some tape on underneath the basket. They're just trying to keep this court together for two more basketball games. Now, Charlie's Gold will be wearing gray jerseys, and Elite will be in the the dark jerseys. Let's check in. Let's see. We'll check in. Will Sherritt and Keith Oso will be down on the sidelines, one in each huddle. Let's get first the observations from Keith Oso. Keith?
I'm going to be here with Charlie's Gold. Now, this is an interesting year for them. They won this tournament in 2010, and then there was the juggernaut that was Desert Horse. They won like the last 25 Hoopfest. Well, Charlie's Gold finally gets revenge on Desert Horse. They knocked them out in the semifinals. So they have a chance to come back to Center Court. The Bright brothers from Spokane, along with Craig Hansen from Spokane and Stephen Vargas from San Diego, they have a chance to win this thing because they knocked out J.R. Camel, which is the hardest thing to do in Hoopfest. So good for them. It'll be fun to see some Spokane guys here on Center Court in the championship game. But man, you talk about winning this thing all the way back in 2010. That's some longevity for a team. So let's find out a little bit about the other team. Will Sherritt, how you doing over there?
Hey Keith, I'm doing well. I'm again with you. So surprised Desert Horse not in this championship game. We've got used to seeing them. It's gonna be different this year. I'm about 6 feet tall, so maybe I should go measure up to some of these guys, see if we're under the rules and regulations. Dennis talked about it. I think it's great that the court's basically all in the shadows. We were out here for some of the semifinal games. It was half and half. You can imagine all the games these guys have been playing this weekend take so much out of you. So hopefully that'll help the competition out here, give these guys a little bit of a break being out of the shadows. We saw the guys getting worked on in between the games here. Little makeshift medical tent over here, you could say. So just hoping for a good contest, Dennis. I'll be in the ES Elite huddle seeing what we got. Back to you, DP.
All right, we're going to keep an eye on that, and thank you for joining us. We've had quite a Hoop Fest here, 2017. Slam dunk champion was crowned, put on a great show. Kevin Durant was unbelievable when he arrived here at Nike Center Court. The old version of the Pied Piper. I know I'm dating myself, but literally a 7-foot basketball player leading kids and adults all around Spokane as he made his way down the streets. Pretty impressive, and glad he was able to take in. And the crazy thing about Kevin Durant is his last college basketball game was played in the Spokane Arena just across the river. University of Texas won the NCAA tournament. They got knocked out of the tournament in the river, and then in the arena, and then he plays his first NBA game with the Sonics. Pretty amazing. All right, this is ES Elite with the basketball. And this is Aubrey Harvey, who played his community college ball at Spokane Community College, and that's an offensive putback. Now, the interesting thing to keep an eye on here is Charlie's Gold is in those gray jerseys. We'll try to identify, though. There's Justin Bright, long time, a pretty good player in the GSL. Craig Hansen down on the low block there, as Bright will miss the long jump shot. This is a team that has been together for a long time, as Justin Bright gets the first basket of the game. And remember, if you're just joining us, everything inside the two-point arc is a single point. Everything outside the two-point arc is a 2. So unlike the outdoor game, it's double what it's worth. And a foul is called. You can't foul out of a Hoopfest game, but every foul is shot. Doesn't matter. Offensive foul, blocking foul, charging foul. Everything is foul. Everything except a technical foul. A technical foul is an automatic point. So this will be Dominique McClendon, who gets his first point of the game on a free throw. So we are even at 1. 2 points, as we said, can add up quickly. 50% more beyond the arc. But the question is, how much do these teams have left in their legs? Both have already lost a game, so they've had to battle back. They tip back and put in there. Nifty play there by Vargas.
Put back by Stephen Vargas.
So Stephen Vargas with his first basketball points of the game. He is the new addition to this team. Charlie's Gold, as the long shot by Kevin Cameron misses. Good rebound there. They find Tillett to the glass, an offensive charging foul. So that will send Justin Bright to the free throw line at a Central Valley High School. The two Bright brothers and Hansen, they are playing in their 5th 6-foot and under championship game. They've won 1. First points of the game for Daniel Bright. They have lost in this championship game 3 times, all to Desert Horse, with the ageless and legendary J.R. Camel, who's won about 1 million tournaments here at Hoopfest. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Charlie's Gold. They got revenge. They beat Desert Horse in the game to get here, as Justin Bright hit a shot. Remember a couple of years ago, if you were watching, there's a miss by Justin. He made a mistake at the end of the game that cost his team the championship. Well, he won the game last time for a long two-pointer. The banks are open. Apparently, if you need to get a car loan or an auto loan or a house loan, you can go to the banks in Spokane because they're open here on Sunday. That's a long two-point shot there. Wow. I'm not sure if you can make a withdrawal, but you can get a loan. Missed it. That was Kevin Cameron who hits the first two-pointer of the game. Tied at 3. We'll see what the legs do for both of these teams. That's Dominique McClendon with it. And we'll have a foul call. We'll go to the free throw line. If you can hit free throws and knock down an occasional 2, you got a chance to win here, especially if the 2s aren't going. This is Hansen at the free throw line, looking for his first points. Nope. Tied at 3. You might see the Kevin Durant backboard. It's part of the unveiling of his new shoe. It was available here for sale, as that shot was poorly missed. Tillett claiming for a foul, didn't get the call. I will tell you, they'll let a little bit more contact go here at Hoopfest. These are officiated by very good high school officials. As Hansen misses the free throw, go back and will shoot free throws. They will let it go a little bit. Hansen's free throw left it short. He's 0 for 2. Let's check in with our Will Sherritt. Will?
Down here on the ES Elite sideline, just chatted with Dominique McClendon. Looked at me and said, man, we've played 8 games. We had to come through the losers bracket. He's battling some cramps right now, trying to get it worked out. You mentioned the heat, all the games these guys had to play, so we'll see if McClendon can get back in this game, Dennis.
That's the thing is, it necessarily not going to win, thank you, Will, by the best team. Long two-pointer, rimmed it out. Vargas with a putback, knocked out of his hands, got it back. It's Bright. Can't get it. Tipped out. A lot of contact again. They'll let it play. They'll let it play a little bit. How about that crossover move by Harvey? And he crashes to the deck. He may have hit his head a little bit here. He is slow to get up. Good to see him pop up. Aubrey Harvey.
Aubrey Harvey takes the mild foul.
He'll go to the free throw line. He's trying to make sure that all the cobwebs are cleared out before he steps to the line. Somebody answer that phone because he got hit by a bus on that drive. Steps up, hits the free. No, thought he had it. 0 for 1 at the free throw line. We have seen these 6-foot and under games. You wouldn't think so, but decided by inside play. I was talking to one of the guys in the Elite Championship game, as Daniel Bright will take the long two-pointer and not get it, and he said it's amazing. All the 6-foot and under guys who never posted up wherever they played their basketball all want to post guys up on the low block, and all the big guys who never got to stand out at the three-point line and shoot it want to shoot it from out there. So Hoopfest, a little bit of role reversal. Nice spinning move there by Cameron. He can't finish, but we'll go to the free throw. We've had a lot of fouls here. Now, you can't foul out of Hoopfest, but again, once we get to 17 fouls, then it becomes an interesting situation where you get 2 shots. Cameron hit that only 2-pointer of the game for either side, and the free throw is up and good. He's got 3 points in this game early on. 4-3 is our score. Let's check in with Keith Oso. He's following Charlie's Gold in their sideline. Keith?
Well, it's kind of funny, like Will was talking about, 7th game for Charlie's Gold. I've never seen a team in the finals sub out as much as this team is subbing. Every whistle, somebody comes off. Usually you see the 4th person sitting here until we get to that first break with that 7-point timeout. They're subbing every whistle. They're trying to keep fresh legs on the court.
Both these teams had to come back. They've both lost games. So we don't know how much they're going to have in their leg. Good point by Keith. Will had that as well. Harvey with it to Cameron. Cameron hanging in the air. A lot of contact, no call. Rebound taken out of there by Vargas. Charlie's Gold with the lead here. Daniel Bright with it. The U-High player off the window, didn't go. Vargas will put it back up and in. I'll tell you what, we've seen Charlie's Gold here in the championship game before. Vargas adds a different element. He's a thicker player. He's a bigger bodied player than they've had in the past. And he is going to be tough to stop as Cameron takes it all the way to the window and lays it up and in. That's just calling it and taking it strong to the basket. Cameron, who played with Harvey at the community colleges of Spokane. Bright, all GSL performer when he was at CV. To Hansen, back to Bright. Tried to find the cutter. Took the shot instead, left it short. Quick rebound. Not a lot of second chances for either team in this game. Tillett fakes the 3, tried to drive, and the shot was blocked by Hansen. Hansen to Vargas, the essence of a 3-on-3 fast break, and he knocks it down. 4 points for Vargas in this game. 7.
And that's a 6-5.
6-5, excuse me, I should say. Vargas with 4 of the 6 points in here. We got a timeout on the court. We do. Let's take a timeout. It is Charlie's Gold leading it by a score of 6-5. We'll continue with more here. It's the 6-foot and under championship game live at Nike Center Court. Hoopfest here on KXLY 4 News.
Dance team, and then the Elite Championship game.
Welcome back. 6-5. Charlie's Gold leads ES Elite in the 6-foot and under championship game. Both our gentlemen on the sidelines, Will Sheridan and Keith Oso, were in the huddles. Let's go down to Will, what he had on Charlie's Gold. Will? Or excuse me, on ES Elite. Will? We'll get to Will. We'll get to Will in just a second. Let's give it over to Keith Oso. Keith, what do you got?
Dennis, it's funny that, everybody knows about the Bright brothers in Hoopfest. So Charlie's Gold is saying they're focusing on them. So they looked at Steven Vargas and said, this is your game to win. Keep taking shots. They're expecting him to be the MVP, and they're hoping he leads them to victory.
All right. We good? We're going to go back to Will, see if we got his mic working. Will?
Hopefully they
Well, we actually have Will who's on Keith's mic, so if you want to turn Keith's mics on, we'll hear from Will Sherritt.
All right, for the 8th time, let's try this ES Elite Huddle here. Here's what they were talking about. First of all, we talked about the cramping, the injuries to Dominique McClendon has not been back in the game since going out with cramps. Still getting work on the sideline. So right now it's really a 3-on-4 for ES Elite. And in their huddle, they're saying, look, Charlie's Gold, they're switching every single screen. So let's try and slip some of those, get some easy looks to the basket, and see if they can capitalize on those opportunities, Dennis.
All right, that's some good information, Will. Vargas hits the free throw. He's got 5. Not bad for a guy who's played in his first Hoopfest here. Not afraid of the big stage. That's a huge advantage for Charlie's Goal with ES Elite down to 3 guys. And especially with all the games they played, you really need 4, even though it's a 3-on-3 tournament. Cameron went hard to the basket, couldn't finish it, but he draws the foul. Craig Hansen with a foul. So Cameron trying to get 5 points. He has 4. He and Vargas are the only guys to hit the 2, and right now those 2 guys are early MVP candidates leading their team. It doesn't matter how ugly they look. You need to hit free throws here. And when you do, you're going to win a championship. That's Hansen with it. Toes the line and knocks down a 2-pointer. And we remember Craig Hansen from a few years ago hit a couple of big 2-point shots to give his team the opportunity to win it. And that's a 3-point lead for Charlie's Gold now. It's an interesting time. Cameron. Oh, that's a shooter's roll. That is an absolute shooter's roll. 7 in the game for Cameron. 10-9 our score. Just like that, we're at the halfway point. Big battle down on the low block. Hansen backing down, turns, faces, and rolls it over the front iron. 4th point of the game for Hansen. Back to a 2-point lead for Charlie's Gold, looking for their 2nd Hoopfest title. Hansen and both the Bright brothers have played in this tournament before as a youth. Cameron to the window. 8th point of the game for Cameron. He's keeping his team in this game. He's got all but 2 of the points. Hansen again, backs it down. Muscles his way, short. Good defense that time by Tillett. Vargas pressuring Cameron all the way out to the take-back line. Cameron a threat to hit it, but he's also a threat to drive it to the hoop. That's dangerous in this 6-foot-and-under game. Harvey against Hansen. Left hand and finish, and we are tied at 11. It's been a heck of a game so far. It started slowly as these teams kind of had to get the juices back flowing. Charlie's Gold sat for about 40 minutes before this game ended. ES Elite basically sat for about 10 was all. Their game went long into the streets. Bright with a 2-pointer. Left it short. Daniel Bright will battle with Tillett. Tillett comes up with it. ES Elite. First time to take a lead in a long time. Throws it in the low block. Great pass. Basket counts. First basket of the game by Tillett. That foul, you don't shoot free throws when you make a basket, but that foul total counts towards the 7 when we shoot 2 on any foul shot. So even though you make the basket, that's still a big foul. Right down the lane. Oh, he got bodied hard. Cameron didn't like the call. I don't know if you didn't like the call on the first time that he fouled him and they didn't call it, or the second time when they did call it. Dustin Bright been very quiet here. And he'll roll the free throw up for his 2nd point of the game. Tied at 12. Well, we're in for a heck of a finish here. I got a feel of this game. Charlie's Gold, 5th title game they've been in. They never play. They're all close. And they've lost them 3 out of the 4 they've been in before this. Harvey against Hansen. Whirling dervish of moves. Still with a dribble. Still with it. Cameron, long 2. Uh-oh. The only thing that hit was the Nike Sports Court. Not sure he realized how far out he was when he took that shot. That's like one of those, you think you're going to make it, you elevate, you let it go, and you go, oh no, I didn't shoot it hard enough. Dustin Bright, Vargas, Hansen for 2. Nope. I'm going to guarantee you that's legs right there. Craig Hansen not able to hit that shot. Simple. You just can't elevate after you're playing your 437th game of Hoopfest in 2 days. Tillett try to drive on Bright. Bright knocked the ball away, but he fouled to do it. And Tillett will go to the free throw line.
Justin Bright, team foul number 6.
6 team foul. This is the last one-shot foul the rest of the way for ES Elite. I'm going to tell you right now, somebody hits a 2-pointer in the next couple of possessions, that is going to be a big basket if they can do it. Second point of the game for Tillett. Back to a 1-point lead for ES Elite. First championship game for Harvey, Tillett, Cameron, and McClendon of ES Elite. Daniel Bright kind of just floated the pass back. Justin Bright will take it. Trying to post up Vargas. Good job by Cameron to force him off the block. Now he'll back it down. Spin to the middle, cut off, leans in, used his hip. Great defense that time by Cameron. Tillett for 2. That ball was wide left. Daniel Bright says, let's just kind of relax here. Down by 1, 2 on the way. He got it! Daniel Bright with his first 2-pointer of the game. Just the second hit by Charlie's Gold. They lead at 14-13. We take time out. It's the 6-foot and under championship game. We're in for a fantastic finish. Stick around. You're watching Hoopfest from Nike Center Court 2017 on KXLY4 HD News. Welcome back. Absolutely gorgeous downtown Spokane. Nike Center Court right smack dab in the heart of it. I know that the meadow at Riverfront Park has been home for Center Court for a long time. I am an advocate of keeping it here in the middle of the city. It is sensational. I want to give you the referees who are working this 6-foot and under game. Aaron Erickson, Rudy Franco, and Ryan Olson. All these guys work high school and college games, and we are ready to go. And ES Elite is going to take a timeout. So they use the television timeout and take a timeout, and one of the players on ES Elite has a cut in the head, and that is Tillett. And remember here that Dominic McClendon is already cramping, and they have been working on him since this game started. He's probably not going to be able to play, and now they are putting some Vaseline on Tillett, and they're trying to clean him up as much as they can. We'll check in with Will Scher in a minute. Let's check in with Keith Oso. He's been in the Charlie's Gold huddle, who hangs on to that 1-point lead. Let's see what he has, Keith.
Well, it's funny you talked about they're already shorthanded on the ES Elite side. That's what their strategy is, run them out of the place. They said they're exhausted. Back cut, back cut, back cut. Well, now if they have another player that's going to be playing less than 100%, this certainly doesn't go well for those guys. So Charlie's Gold's goal is to run them into the ground, and it's being helped by the physical conditioning of what's going on the other side.
All right, good update from Keith Oso, some strategy there. Will Scher has been down there. Will's covering a MASH unit and a basketball team at the same time. Will?
I'm glad you said MASH unit first. That's the way we need to look at this. This will be 3-on-4 the rest of the way. Dominique McClendon is down here wincing in pain, saying, hey, I don't even know if I can sit on the bench anymore. I would be absolutely stunned if we see him in here again. During that timeout, hey, Kevin Cameron talking to Darren Tillett there, the guy who just got injured, saying, keep shooting it. We can't worry about misses. Keep getting up good shots and see what we can do here. So 3-on-4 the rest of the way, Dennis.
Thank you, Will. Tillett had that first shot, and now the ball goes off Hansen and a bit of a turnover. Tillett wearing number 3. He's the man out on top. As you take a look at a replay here, you can see right off of Hansen, just a bad pass. And Harvey with a bad pass. Again, passes being made to guys where players think they're going to be, but after all these games, they're not there. They're a half a step slow. They're a quarter step slow, and it's just, that's why. And on a long 2-point jump shot, they're 2 or 3 inches short of where it normally will go. As Bright, well, that one wasn't even close. And we got a foul now on the rebound as Hansen grabbed it, threw up a wild shot. And Bright is going to be called for the foul, or Justin Bright, excuse me. And that'll send Cameron to the free throw line to shoot 1. And he has been the guy who has kept them in the game. And he got it 3 for 3 at the free throw line. 9 points. He is the leading scorer. Oh, so that was 7, so he'll get another one. And I don't think you want to send this guy to the free throw line as a perfect 3 for 3. Oh, okay, I jinxed him. Apologize for that. 14 all here. First team to 20. You don't have to win by 2. Strategery now playing a factor in this game. ES Elite in those black jerseys down to 3 players. Dominique McClendon can't even get off the bench. Not even a timeout, nothing. Hansen backs it down. What do we got? A travel. That was a flop by Tillett. Didn't call a foul, but then Hansen got caught up in his feet, and it worked out for Tillett. Big possession here for the next team, especially if you can get a 2-pointer here. Cameron against Justin Bright. That is Tillett matched up against Vargas. Tried to lean in. Vargas stripped it out of his hands as he went up for it. Tillett didn't like it. He thought he got fouled. Now they'll throw it back down to Hansen. Hansen will back it down. Spins back towards the outside. Vargas with a tip. Hansen finishes. Craig Hansen with 5 points. 15-14 our score.
And a 1-point lead for Charlie's Gold.
Charlie's Gold with a 1-point lead. Now we got to take the ball behind the line. Harvey did not start beyond that deep blue stripe here. That is not a turnover. This is a reset. You have to retake it back there. Cameron driving on Hansen. Puts it up off the window. Won't go. There's a lot of contact. Didn't call anything that time. Bright quickly back to Hansen. Backs down on Tillett. Trying to lean in on him, and Hansen spun away from him and lays it in. Hansen with back-to-back buckets. Charlie's Goal with a 2-point lead. That's 16-14. It's their biggest lead in a long, long time. Daniel Bright in the game now. Guarding Cameron. That's Harvey with it against Vargas. Down the lane, left hand. He got fouled from behind. And another ES Elite player hits the deck hard.
Charlie's Gold already over the limit, so Aubrey Harvey will be shooting 2.
Harvey to the free throw line to shoot a pair as they're over the limit. He can tie this with a couple of free throws. 0 for 1 at the stripe today from the former Bigfoot Sasquatch of the community colleges of Spokane. Free throw on the way. Nope. He'll get one more. Oh, and that's not a good sign. He went down and grabbed his calf there. Second free throw. Got that. 1 for 3 now on the line. 3 points. 16-15. Charlie's Gold certainly has been the better team the last couple of minutes of this game. Hansen's been tough to stop down low. That's where he is again, and that's where he scores again. And Hansen with 7 in the game.
Another 2-point lead for
Charlie's Gold up 2. Cameron, who had 9 points before the media timeout, has been held quiet. Not this time. All the way to the window and lay it up and in. Hansen tried to elevate as he jab faked on the 2-point shot. Cameron with 10, first in double figures. Hansen again down low. For the first time, ES Elite tries to double him. Now Bright tries to throw it in back to Hansen. He's fouled by Harvey on the entry pass. 16 fouls, so that's the last of the single shots here. Bright will get just one. Justin Bright has made his only free throw of this game. Nope. Well, that was well short. That ball never had a chance. Got to get over the front rim to make it. Missing free throws almost like a turnover in this game. Harvey with it. Charlie's Gold has a timeout to use. ES Elite has already used theirs. Harvey still with it. Two-pointer for the lead. Nope, not that time. Vargas, Bright, two-pointer. Nope. Neither one of those shots very close. Somebody's trying to hit a three-run homer right here, right now. Trying to put the real nail in the coffin, especially on Charlie's Gold. Cameron against Hansen right there on the check-in. Two leading scorers for each team. Cameron elevates on a two. Nope. Left it well short. He's struggled lately to get the ball to the rim on the long shots. Vargas down the lane against Tillett. Bodies in, and what do we got? Count it, and there'll be a foul. But Tillett wanted an offensive foul call, so that is going to be a basket counts for Vargas, and this is the rule. If it's before 7 fouls, there's no free throw. But now there is a free throw because we're in the bonus with 7 fouls or more. And this is a big free throw for Charlie's Gold. Well, Vargas, who'd been quiet after scoring 5 early points in this game, has given Charlie's Gold the 19-16 lead. We're going to take a timeout, but we're going to keep it right here. This is a team timeout. Both Keith Oso and Will Sherritt will stick their heads in the huddles. We'll check with you. Don't forget, this is the first of 2 championship games you will see. Coming up a little bit later on, we will have another championship game between Lee and Hayes that features Parker Kelly, Mike Hart, former Gonzaga player, Mark Axton, along with Kelly, former Eastern Washington players. And that should be a lot of fun against a team from Northern Arizona who's already won this championship once, and it will be in the championship game for the 3rd time in 4 years. Let's check with Keith Oso, who is in the huddle with Charlie's Gold. Keith?
Yeah, the biggest thing they're saying over and over is no fouls. You don't want to give them free points here, but obviously Cameron's the only guy on the other team that's not cramping up. So the goal is to get the ball to Hansen in the post, take his time, and they keep saying, that's why we do all these squats. That's why we do all these squats. Use those legs, finish at the under the rim.
Will Sherritt, what did we learn from ES Elite?
ES Elite's not going to be doing any squatting. They're just enjoying this time out here. When you have 3 players, they are digging deep. They're saying, hey, 2 buckets and a stop, 2 buckets and a stop. They kept saying it over and over. See if they get a start here, and they do, Dennis.
That's a great point, Will. And they executed that on offense. Tillett with his 3rd point, 17. Get a stop here, could be making it interesting. But it don't have to have a 2. Any bucket wins it here. You can take a 2 and win it. You can take a 1 and win it. Take a free throw and win it. And they would have 2 shots on a free throw. There it is, just like Keith said, into Hansen. Let's see what he does. Doubled, fouled. Tillett on the hole, didn't like the call. Hansen will go to the line. This is the old NBA rule, 2 to make 1. Remember those days, 3 to make 2? 2 to make 1 here. Oh my goodness, that was well short. That got a little bit of murmur out of the crowd here. Got a little bit of clapping from ES Elite. This is also to win the game. 2nd free throw. Hansen 0 for 4 at the free throw line in this game. Still got a 2-point lead, 19-17, and ES Elite cannot win this on this shot. Well, that ball was well short. Harvey stepped on the line before he could save it, and it'll be Charlie's Gold. Cameron had an open look, but that was a deep one. That was a shot from Stevens or Spokane Falls. That baby was deep. He's just not got enough legs to get that ball all the way to the rim. There's no shame in that as hard as these guys have played. Boy, Tillett's just trying to keep Hansen off the block. He's just trying to keep him from catching it low. Hansen tries to back it down. Harvey steals it away. Cameron with it. What do we got? We got a foul away from the play. Now the referees are going to get together and talk about this. I'm not really sure what happened. A technical foul may have been called. Oh, they have no timeouts left. If they called a timeout, that's a technical foul. Charlie's Gold would shoot the free throw and win the game. Remember, they called the timeout after we came back from our media timeout to attend to the injury to Theron Tillett. Now, that's what they're going to talk about here. We saw and it's a technical foul. That's what it is. One free throw. Oh, no, it's 1 point. It's a free throw. The game is over. That's the game. It's over. It ends on a technical foul. My goodness. Wow. We have seen some strange things here at Hoopfest. Theron Tillett, not happy, was going to our camera to say something about it. But the technical foul ends it. Charlie's Gold will win it 20-17. It's the automatic point on the technical. And for the second year in a row, this game in the 6 foot and under ends on a technical foul. Wow. What a way for Charlie's Gold to win their second championship. We'll hear from the winners coming up next. Charlie's Gold 20, ES Elite 17. You've just watched the 6 foot and under men's championship game on KXLY4 HD News, live from Hoopfest 2017. Welcome back, where Charlie's Gold has won their second title in 5 tries here. Justin Bright, Daniel Bright, Craig Hansen now 2 and 3 in the championship game. And Stefan Vargas gets his first championship in his first championship game. As Matt Santangelo, the executive director of Hoopfest, handing out those. And there you see the champions, Charlie's Gold. We'll hear from a member of that team, but first we want to show you the timeout. Theron Tillett over here wearing number, that's Harvey, number 5. Nope, Tillett to the right of your screen calls a timeout. Player was trapped on the sidelines. You see it on the right of your screen. He calls a timeout. The official on the baseline recognized the timeout call, called it, and that was a timeout they didn't have. The technical foul, no shooting, and that results in the championship for Charlie's Gold. Keith also is standing by with Justin Bright, and this is irony beyond irony for this young man. Keith?
Here, Justin, last year you called the timeout that lost the championship game. This year you win by the same way. Is the rule less stupid this time around?
No, it is not. No, most certainly not. Oh, I love it, man. All these guys come out and battle every single year, and I have to give some shout-outs. It's just my team, my brother. He told me it was his last year this year, and he said the only way he might consider playing again is if we win it. So him and I have been playing for the last 8 years, and it feels good. Oh, it feels really good.
You guys won this title 7 years ago. What's it mean to a kid from Spokane to win Hoopfest?
You know, honestly, I've been playing with it since I was a young kid, and you sit and dream about this moment. Honestly, you come out here and play for a little plastic trophy, but you see the great teams before us, the Desert Horses, the Associated Messengers, all these teams that have great runs, and you just hope that one day you can hold this, and everyone feels good. It's like a kid. They're all special.
Well, congratulations. We appreciate your time, and hopefully this makes you feel better about how it went down last year.
I do. Thank you very much. All right, I got to give a shout out to Patrick Love, doctor from the Wellness Tree. He hooked me up. He took care of me. Go to there. Wellness Tree in the Perry District.
All right. Well, congratulations then. We have our 6 foot and under champion. We got a lot more here from Nike Center Court when we continue here on KXLY4 News.
Welcome Welcome back to Hoopfest Sunday. KXLY bringing you exclusive coverage now of the two final championship games. And oh my goodness, what a game we just saw.
No kidding. We've got one more to go. But before we do, the idea for Hoopfest started as an idea between friends all the way back in 1990. That first year, just more than 2,000 teams, about 500 players on 500 teams, that is, came into Spokane to play a little thing called a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. The city then handed over a huge part of downtown Spokane, and now Hoopfest has swallowed up pretty much every available space downtown. We've had some changes this year, but really it takes over the entire city for 2 days, transforming Spokane into Basketball City, USA.
And I think this was the best year ever, personally.
Even with the changes.
Love the new center court, where we've got the Empire dancers dancing, and where we had a huge surprise this afternoon. At least it was supposed to be a surprise, but word quickly got out that an NBA champion was in the house, Kevin Durant, and Derek Dice, the only TV reporter to get a chance to talk to him. Derek?
Chris and Nadine, it was like nothing I've ever seen. Kevin Durant was swarmed by probably more than 1,000 of his adoring fans while making a surprise visit here at Hoopfest.
When you're an NBA champion and one of the greatest players in the world, this is what happens when you drop into downtown Spokane during Hoopfest weekend.
It feels great. You know, I think it just feels even better to kind of be the face of like street basketball. You know, that's pretty cool to me that, you know, whenever something like this is happening, I'm here to support it. So.
Durant spoke to the crowd at Nike Center Court. He played a quick game of 3-on-3 with some very lucky kids, throwing down a couple of crowd-pleasing dunks. He even shot T-shirts into the crowd, soaking in the Hoopfest experience.
It makes me smile, man. You know, basketball is so precious to me, and the game is so much fun, and I want everybody to experience the amount of fun that I have when I play. So, you know, being in this environment creates that for you. So many kids probably, leave this and want to work out every day after they finish with this.
And after winning his first NBA title with the Golden State Warriors, he's loving being on top of the basketball world.
Feels good, to be the best team in the world and, have bragging rights for a year. I like that. So it was an exciting feeling, man. So many people supported us all year, and to get the job done was pretty amazing. So.
And amazing to see him here in the flesh.
Now, the former Sonic says his 1 year in Seattle was a special time in his life, and he hopes the Emerald City can get an NBA team back there in the very near future. Live at Nike Center Court, I'm Derek Dice, KXLY 4 News.
That was so amazing.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, my new favorite player. I don't know. Probably Spokane's favorite NBA player. The weather was warm this weekend. We were 86 for a high on Saturday, 92 today with sunshine. Tomorrow is going to be another warm day with temperatures in the 90s. But say goodbye to the sunshine. Chance of showers and thunderstorms come in late in the day, and then cooler as the week goes on. We'll be back down in the 80s.
Okay, that's going to be a little more manageable. I think people like that a little bit more. Okay, now, aside from all the games that are played during Hoopfest, there's one activity that's super, super popular because just one perfect shot can win you a brand new car. After a weekend of Toyota shoot-off qualifying rounds, near misses and air balls, Michael Bethley hit the winning shot this afternoon. He won a Hoopfest customized Toyota 86. Now, this is cool for us because Michael is a former KXLY4 employee. So congratulations to you, Michael, and start working on that long-range shot for Hoopfest next year.
And yes, congratulations, Michael, and we'll be right back with the next big game.
Welcome back. Championship game, one last game at Hoopfest. That is the 6-foot and over championship game between Roots Academy. They're wearing the green jerseys, and they have numbers on the back of them. They won this in 2014, finished second in 2015, did not get out of their bracket a year ago. And this team definitely has a Northern Arizona University connection to it. 3 of those players played at NAU. Kelly Golub with a shot there, and he gets it to go. One of the best long-distance shooters in the Big Sky Conference when he played for Mike Adris there. It's also Josh Wilson, Ryan McDade, all three of those playing at Northern Arizona. And they are all on the court now as Parker Kelly hits it. Parker Kelly, a young man out of Gonzaga Prep High School. Parker Kelly played at G Prep, played at Eastern Washington University, was on their second NCAA tournament team. As Golub will take it to the window and he gets fouled, will shoot free throws. The fourth for Roots Academy is Casey Franzen, who has a connection to Spokane. He played in the State B tournament for Tudor Lake as a freshman. As Kelly Golub has 2 points in this game. But he never came back to the State B tournament, and that's Franzen, who's not yet entered the game because they moved up to Class A. That's Robert Lippman down low, former Northwest Christian Crusader, who also played in the State B tournament one time, as the rebound is grabbed out of there by McDade. McDade really not a threat to shoot it from distance. Everybody else on this Roots Academy team is, as Parker Kelly and Wilson are tied up. Mark Axton is on this team as well. Mark is the guy who's going to handle the basketball on the inbounds play. He was on Eastern Washington's first ever NCAA tournament team and played against some of these guys at Northern Arizona when they were on us. Parker Kelly knocks down the two-pointer. Third point of the game for PK. 3-2 our score. He's got all three of those. That's Wilson to McDade. Wilson left it short. Rebound Mark Axton. Now to Kelly. Both Kelly and Axton playing at Eastern. Both played in the NCAA tournaments, but on different teams. And we got a foul on Wilson as he came off the screen by Lippman. Lippman's claim to fame as he played in the State B tournament, finished second. The team he lost to was captained by David Pendergraft, the former Gonzaga Bulldog, who has actually won Hoopfest as well. And Parker Kelly's on fire here in the early going with 4 quick points. Parker Kelly, an interesting story. First time he played in this tournament, he was in 3rd grade. And he's won it 3 times, but never in the elite division, all as a youth. First time he won it as 6th graders, he said, I thought it was the best thing that was ever going to happen to me. 2-pointer on the way for Kelly. He gets fouled by Wilson, and Parker will go to the free throw line. And Parker Kelly must have a date or something tonight at 7 o'clock because he's trying to get out of here in a heartbeat. One of the great shooters and turned into an unbelievable defender at Eastern Washington University for Jim Hayford. Three for 3 from the line, 6 points for Parker Kelly. Holy cow. Wilson with it. And there's a screen from Golub. Get it down inside of McDade. Give and go and off the window. Kelly Golub, I should say, has not lost a step. He is a great basketball player, was so at Northern Arizona, and certainly has continued that here and is a Hoopfest champion in his own right. Kelly is doubled there. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Wilson. We've seen teams extend their defense here at Nike Center Court like that a lot in the last 2 days. Something new. Guarding people way out on top. And Wilson tried to run through the screen of Lippman. Are they going to call an illegal screen? They are. So Wilson will shoot free throws. Boy, Wilson looked like he's the guy who picked Lippman up as he was driving through him, but they said that was an illegal screen. First points of the game for Wilson. 6-4 our score. Give you our officials here. Roy Schultz, Jeff Geldine, and Randy Allen calling the game. Kelly with it to Axton. Mark will back it down. Axton, shake, bake, off the window, not good. Good defense that time by Golub. McDade with it. It's a big man who can set a screen. Wilson, 2-pointer. Got it! Oh, we got some great shooting. Unlike the 6-foot and under championship game, this has got off to a lightning start fast. A fast, quick start here, tied at 6. Next bucket, we'll take our first media timeout as Kelly. Lippman with the offensive rebound. Tried to go up with it. Is stripped out of his hands. Well, Parker got caught too far underneath the basket really to do anything. Golub, McDade. Knocks down Lippman, no call. Got his own rebound, still no call. You might have heard the slap. Boy, they're letting things go here in this championship game. Axton will elevate for a 2, and he hits it. Mark Axton. 8-6 our score. Lee and Hayes with the early lead over Roots Academy. Timeout on Nike Center Court. It's the final game of Hoopfest, and you're watching it live on KXLY4 HD News.
Randy Allen. And the silver hair.
Welcome back, some of the hardy souls who have stayed to watch one final game at Hoopfest here. Let's check in with both Keith Oso and Will Sherrod, who had their heads in the huddle. First, Keith in the huddle of Lee and Hayes. Keith?
Pretty simple here. Just keep giving the ball to Parker Kelly. Nice little addition, by the way. The fourth man on this team just got in the game for the first time. WCC Defensive Player of the Year, Mike Hart from Gonzaga. So this team's pretty loaded. And they said the only goal, no twos for the other team. Pretty simple, no twos.
All right, that is Keith Oso with Lee and Hayes. Let's check in now with Will Sherrod. He was in the huddle, I should say, of Roots Academy. Will?
Yeah, Dennis, something to look at. I'm just watching here on the sidelines. We get our first substitutions here at the media timeout. We had substitutions seemingly every chance they could get in the last game. You wonder how much the hour sitting around, getting your legs back under you has really helped. And it's not going to help. My point here is we get an air ball, but the shooting been so much better in this one as Kelly Golub comes back in, Dennis.
Yeah, it's a tough shot by Casey Franzen who missed that. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Keith. We'll check in with both of those. Mike Hart was on that Gonzaga team. Made it first Gonzaga team to rank #1 in the nation. Ball knocked out of bounds, and Lee and Hayes will have the basketball. Lee and Hayes is a law firm here in town that Parker Kelly's dad, Terry Kelly, works for. Terry Kelly, one of the great scorers in the history of high school basketball here in Spokane. Down the lane is Axton. Off the window, no good, but he'll go to the free throw line. There are 2 jerseys for boys basketball retired at Gonzaga Prep. One of those belongs to John Stockton. The other belongs to Terry Kelly. Kelly went to play at Washington State University under George Raveling, a great shooter, just an absolutely great shooter. And Axton can't make the free throw. And it's no surprise that Parker Kelly can really shoot it as well, like his dad. It's pretty tough when you can't beat your dad in a game of horse until you're in high school, or until you're in college, I should say. Kelly with a block shot. Wilson tried to drive it, a steal by Mike Hart. I'm going to tell you right now, this Lee and Hayes team can really D up. As Axton will back down Franzen, doubled, lays it off to Hart. Low pass, Mike couldn't handle it. Parker Kelly was considered the best defender on his Eastern team that went to the NCAA tournament, and Mike Hart was considered one of the elite defenders in the history of Gonzaga basketball. So this Lee and Hayes team can really D up. Kelly, hand check by Wilson, step back 3, missed it short. That's a little bit of the conditions, also a little bit of fatigue there by Parker. So we had a fast pace before the timeout. Things have slowed to a snail's pace. Golub will take it to the window, can't get it to score. What makes Mike Hart so good is not only is he quick on his feet, he's long. As Axton will put it in, blocked by Golub. Axton will take it back up, put it up. Hart kicks to Kelly. Parker left it short. And Kelly takes it away from Wilson. Mike Hart for 2, I should say. It's one of the things Mike could do at Gonzaga offensively. He had his struggles with offense, but his job wasn't to score, it was to defend people. But he was a better shooter than people give him credit for, especially from distance. He had an open look at 3, he would knock it down. Golub. Oh, Parker Kelly all over him, and then they finally call the foul, and that'll send Kelly Golub to the free throw line. Kelly Golub with 3 points, Wilson with 3. Kelly's got 6, Axton has 2. So only 4 players have scored, 2 for each team so far in this game. Free throw, no. Roots Academy now 2 of 3 from the line. Leon Hayes, 3 of 4. Kelly all the way to the basket. Can't get it, but he'll follow his own shot.
Parker Kelly rebound, Parker Kelly basket.
Kelly trying to do something he hasn't done in a while, is win this thing. He won it the first time as a 6th grader. Franzen to the window and lays it up and in. First basket. Casey Franzen with his first bucket. Axton spins away from Franzen, got fouled, and Mark will go to the free throw line. And the first guy to say, hey, sorry about that, Casey Franzen. He's the only guy who didn't play in Northern Arizona, played his basketball at Portland, just across the river from where he went to high school. Axton now lives in Spokane. Hits the free throw. Mark was one of the best inside-outside players when he played in the early 2000s at Eastern. Ball knocked away. Parker Kelly got a hand on it, picked up by Mike Hart. Kelly, 2. In and out. Well, Parker just slaps his hands, not happy with that miss. That could have been a big basket right there. Oh. McDade kept it alive, but not to the basket. This is Mike Hart. Axton, 2 on the way. Oh, my goodness. Mark Axton starting to heat up. Second 2-pointer of the game, 5th of the game, and just like that, we've got a 5-point lead. That shows you how big 2-point shots are here at Hoopfest. Golub with it. Have not been able to get the ball in the low post to McDade much in this game. Or the 2 other games I saw. Great pass from Franzen. Golub got fouled by Kelly and will go to the free throw line. Interesting, Kelly Golub played at Northern Arizona with both McDade and Wilson. McDade was a senior when Golub was a freshman, and then when Golub was a senior, Wilson was a freshman. So he is the common thread between the two as he hits the free throw. 2 of 3 from the line, 4 points in the game. 12-8. Kelly. Axton. Mike Hart. Well, Axton's got a mismatch, 6'7" against the 6'2" Franzen. Mark just muscles his way inside. Franzen had to foul him. So we talked about Mark Axton, great inside player, great outside player. 1 of 2 from the line. And got it. 5-point lead again. Axton with 6 points in a hurry here. Well, Roots needs a basket, and they also need to figure out defensively what they're going to do. Golub against Kelly. Out of Franzen will elevate for a 2. Kelly with a rebound, saves it to Mike Hart. Hart wanted to take it to the window, thought better of it. Now to Kelly. That's an undefensible shot. The step back inside the key jump shot. 14-8 our score. Timeout, our final timeout. When we come back, we'll crown a Hoopfest champion between Leon Hayes and Roots Academy. The 6-foot and over elite game here on Nike Center Court. You're watching Hoopfest 2017 on KXLY4 HD News. Welcome back. Cooled off a little bit. The shadows over here at center court. As all around the city of Spokane, the courts are being torn up. Baskets are being moved, but we got one final game to go. 6 points away from a victory is Leon Hayes. Roots trying to throw it inside. Steal by Mike Hart. Let's check in with the guys and see what was going on in their respective huddles. First, we'll go down to Keith Oso. Keith?
Yeah, same philosophy. No twos. They want to keep high on the defensive end, and they're ready to sub out whenever they get tired. Like Will said, though, compared to that first game, there's only been the 1 sub for this team. They've got a lot more legs still underneath them, but still playing 7 games. They just haven't lost. This team's ready to finish them off, and they want to do that with what you were talking about, the clamps on the defense.
All right, turnover there for Roots. They are trying to come up with something here with only 8 points. Will Sherritt was in their huddle. Will?
Dennis, the talk was all about defense. Big man, Ryan McDade, number 12. He said, I need to show more, especially on Parker Kelly. Got to get him off that 2-point line. Got to make them go to the rack. They're getting killed from the outside, so they're trying to figure out defensively what they need to do. Offensively, they know it'll come, but it's not going to start if they don't get some stops here down 14-8, Dennis.
All right, shows you how much Josh Wilson wants to win this tournament. He dove to the floor. They use their one and only timeout here, so we're going to keep it right here. This will be just a very short timeout, as Will and Keith will both be in the huddle. I think it's pretty simple here. Roots has got to come up with some stops. Defense is their best friend here. You can't really shoot yourself back into the tournament, even with twos, if you're down by 6 and the other team only needs 6 to get into that. The other thing is for Lee and Hayes is they just need to continue to keep pace and keep shooting the basketball like they have. We hope you've enjoyed Hoopfest 2017. Just a reminder, if you missed some of our coverage, you can go to our website at kxoy.com and see all the stories that you may have missed, see some of our highlights, and also go to our Twitter account at KXOY, and our Facebook page, KXOY News, and just check out all the stuff at Hoopfest, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's no possible chance you can see everything. But we got more on our social media than you may have seen. And if you didn't see Kevin Durant's appearance, you need to go to our social media sites, and also go to KXOY.com for the latest coverage. All right, Josh Wilson with it here. Golub will take the quick 2 off the screen. That's McDade with a big offensive board. Wilson for 2. Golub, it looks like their attack right now is to shoot the 2. Golub lays it off to McDade, can't finish. Wilson open 2. Oh, they just can't buy a basket. Robert Lippman with a rebound. Hart and Kelly on the floor as well. Kelly off the wrong foot, had it blocked. You saw McDade show on that screen. He came out higher, forced Kelly to go zigzagging away from the hoop. Golub for 2. Well, I'll tell you what, Roots is doing everything they wanted to do out of that timeout. They just can't hit a shot. Mike Hart for 2. Oh, that was halfway down and popped out. Well, a popcorn popper right there. This has been a game of streaks. Teams will rip off 4, 5, 6 in a row. McDade to the window and lays it up and in. That's a heck of a pass and a cut by the big one. His first points of the game. 14-9 our score. Here comes Mark Axton for Mike Hart. Kelly, Axton, 2. Nope. Rebound, Kelly Golub. Fake right, go left. Wilson. McDade with the offensive putback and the score. Oh, things might be getting a little interesting. 4-point lead here. Certainly out of the timeout, Roots has had far more energy than Lee and Hayes. Roots in the green, Lee and Hayes in the gray. And now we got a hold away from the play. Wilson's going to be called for a foul. That'll send Parker Kelly to the free throw line. 6-team foul. Kelly, the last one-shot free throw. This is the wrong guy to send to the free throw line. His junior year, he averaged almost 92% from the free throw line at Eastern. He's got 8 points, his first in a long time. Back to a 5-point lead. McDade. All of a sudden, Ryan McDade has figured out he needs to score some points. Third straight basket for McDade and keeping it to a 4-point lead. Kelly off balance, 2. No second shot for Lee and Hayes for a while. Golub against Lippman. Stops, turns, can't finish. Lippman with a big rebound that time. This is like a full court press on a half court with the way Roots is playing right now. Axton into Lippman. Lippman just cleared him out. What do we got? He counts the basket and the foul on Golub. Everybody holding their breath. That might look like that Lippman put his shoulder into him and knocked Golub down. The basket will count, and because we're in the bonus, Lippman will get a free throw. Oh, that's a big basket. That's a big call, too. First 2 points of the game for Lippman. If that goes as an offensive foul call, Golub was an excellent free throw shooter, has the opportunity to go and cut it to a 3-point lead. Now it's a 6-point lead. Wilson against Mike Hart. That's a tough job for Wilson. Got away from him with a screen. Golub for 2 off the screen, and Kelly Golub hits it. That's his first 2-pointer of the game. 17-13. Franzen back into the lineup for the big man McDade. Kelly against Wilson. Axton for 2. Oh, that is just cold-blooded right there by Mark Axton. His 8th point of the game, and that's 1 away from winning a championship, 19-13. We almost think the Roots would have to shoot a 2-point shot here. Franzen down the lane, will take it to the window, can't get it to go. And Parker Kelly, and I think now we're in the 2-shot. Nope, not enough. So Franzen only gets 1 shot here, not in the bonus yet, and he makes that 2nd point of the game. 19-14, Roots Academy's got a D up here. A 2, a 1, a free throw. Kelly gets screen from Hart to win it. Parker Kelly wants to hit the shot to win it for his team. He's a kid who played it for the first time in 3rd grade. He wants a Hoopfest Elite Championship to go with all the other accolades he won at Gonzaga Prep, at Eastern Washington, as Wilson can't finish. Offensive rebound, though. Franzen will put her on the deck. I think Lee and Hayes is okay with that. They just want to guard the 2-point line. 3rd point of the game for Franzen, 19-15. Well, you'll take them. You'll allow the next couple possessions them to take single shots because it gives you a couple possessions. Down the lane, Mike Hart off the window, can't get it to go. And Franzen with a rebound. Wilson is open. Axton quickly closed out on him. This might be a tough matchup here for Axton against Golub. Got Franzen cutting to the hoop, who lays it up and can't finish. Quickly, Mike Hart, the take-back line to Axton. Backs down Franzen for the win. No! Mike Hart with a rebound. Oh, and he tried to zip a pass to Parker Kelly, and Kelly was nowhere in the vicinity. Golub against Kelly. Parker got away with a grab of the shirt. Now Wilson against Axton. And we'll back it away. They really want to shoot the 2 here. Franzen, probably the 3 on the court, the least to shoot the 3 as far as threats, and you saw that there well off. Mike Hart with it to Parker Kelly for the win. Kelly got it! Parker Kelly is a Hoopfest champion. And that does it, 9 points for Parker Kelly. Actually make it 10. They're giving him credit for the 2. 21-15, the final score here. My goodness, what a performance here by Leon Hayes. Kelly with 10, Axton with 8, Lippman with 2, and they come away with their first championship here as a team. Let's go down to Keith Oso with Executive Director Matt Santangelo. Keith?
Matt, another Hoopfest done. This one had a lot of obstacles. How did it go?
You know, overwhelmingly positive. And every year it's a whole other set of challenges. Obviously this year we added a lot of layers with Kevin Durant and that experience, but it was magic. You know, I mean, the way that people just make it work. They enjoyed the weekend. It was safe. We were healthy. Another one for one in the books.
This center court is a pretty nice location.
I think so, but the crowd gave it kind of 50-50, so not necessarily sure what we're going to do, but overwhelmingly, again, the feedback's been great all weekend long.
Okay, I know that you were a little nervous about this. That were all your worries put to rest, and then this Kevin Durant thing. Are you kidding me?
Well, that thing was, I mean, it is a whole other host and layer of challenges. You know, I was most nervous about interviewing him. I'm not usually on this side of the mic, the other side of the microphone. But it was fantastic, and you know what? That's what people are going to remember. This will be the year that the best basketball player on the planet Earth came to the best basketball weekend on the planet Earth. I mean, this is going to be what this year's remembered for.
All I just heard you say is asking questions isn't as easy as you thought.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
All right, thanks, Matt. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, Will and Matt Santangelo, we want to get one quick comment from Parker Kelly, the young man who hit the shot to win it, a guy who played in Hoopfest for the first time in 3rd grade. Will, what does the kid who won it have to say?
Yeah, you mentioned Spokane kid, former Eastern Eagle, now an Elite Division champion. What was today like? What's this mean to you?
Man, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a great team. I mean, it was just a lot of fun just to be here and play, and also to win. It's just great.
For the folks at home, what did it take to get this done? So many games, 90-degree temperatures. How did you guys pull this one out?
It's just by playing a team ball. You know, I mean, that's what it takes, is find the mismatches and then just going to work. So it was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, Parker.
Thanks.
All right, guys, let's go back to Nadine and Chris.
Oh, thank you, Will. What a game, huh, Chris?
A great game to end, I think, the best Hoopfest ever.
Yeah.
A great weekend here at Center Court. The 28th Hoopfest now is in the books.
Yes, we have been all over the city this weekend, bringing you exclusive content of all the action. And in case you missed any of it, you can check out all the weekend's coverage on our Facebook page. Just search KXLY4 News.
And, of course, we have you covered on our website, too. Check out all of the coverage of the games at KXLY.com.
And with all of our crews out all weekend, and you sending us all of your wonderful Hoopfest photos and stories, you might just actually see your family and friends pop up on Twitter and on Instagram.
Absolutely. And, of course, it's never too late to send us those photos and stories. We'd still love to see them. The hashtag KXLY.
Interesting, the court here, though, the crowd here at Nike Center Court, giving the new location a 50-50. You know, maybe that's just this small crowd, but
I gave it 2 thumbs up.
I've heard more people say they loved this location being closer to the center of downtown where all the action is, and we love it.
I
absolutely love it.
Coffee shop right there.
Oh.
We'll see you next year then at Hoopfest.
Thanks for watching our special coverage of the championship games. Hoopfest 2017 in the books, and KXLY4, your official Hoopfest station. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you